Am I audible, Prasja?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Good afternoon. DM Gandhi from Lupin.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Professor.
Namaskar.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Professor Bala.
All of you. Yeah.
Good
afternoon, sir.
afternoon. DM Gandhi from Lupin. Good afternoon.
Sir, this is Dr. Balasubramanian from Anna University, Chennai.
Yeah. Welcome.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Prasja, how many participants are there in this program? Yeah.
Avijit.
Participants are in this program online, approximately.
Sir, we have 3 programs going, more than 100 participants for each program, sir. In fact, we did a similar program in last summer where we...
Yes.
Participants are in this program.
Avijit, what is the status of participants?
I'm giving. So presently in this session, hello.
In fact, we did a similar program in last summer.
Avijit, unmute. Yeah, you can speak now.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So participants are requested to be muted, except our guest. So all are requested to be muted. So this time, just we had 4 programs on the internship program. One is petroleum refinery engineering, chemical process technology, Six Sigma yellow belt, and biochemical engineering. And each program we had more than 200 students, except biochemical engineering. In the biochemical, we had around 75. So total nearly 700. And we had this time few students from abroad, from Adelaide University, Australia. We had 2% register for this program and 1 from the UK. So 3 students have registered from abroad also this time. This is the first time we got the abroad student. I hope that next time also it will be increasing.
In fact, we can
yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. Last time in the summer season of 2020, we provided around 2,400 students for this internship program. Almost all the NIT, all the IITs, wherever the chemical engineering departments are there, the students have taken participation. So this time, due to winter session, many institutes and universities are conducting their end examination. So we have restricted these 4 subjects. Again, we are planning from May, from for the second phase of this internship. I hope that time many students will again enroll. So this is the this time status. So I think all of our guests arrived. So just I would like to check whether our honorable chief guest already joined. Sir, are you audible?
Yes, but don't mute the chief guest. You can mute others.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yeah.
Namaskar. Yes.
So, Subhasandu sir, are you audible? Just because in the name I am unable to see. 1 minute.
Joyce, you are not heard. John, you are muted yourself. I can't hear you. No, you are not hearing. Yeah.
I think now it is clear. There was some problem.
Yes. Now it is clear. Just
Now it is clear.
we are waiting for our chief guest, Mr. Subhashandu Chatterjee. I think he is going to join. Just now I had a call.
Okay.
So give me 2 minutes, then we'll start.
President sir, hello,
Yes, huh? Yes, sir.
I'm audible?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Praveen sir,
Yes, how are you?
yes,
Fine.
sir, fine sir.
Okay. So now yes, again we are keeping ball rolling for 21. Yeah. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's good
uh,
actually. That's really,
so it's a good sign
in fact,
that
it is, if everything goes fine, we can have the same program in end of May, in the vacation.
okay. Okay. No, what I say that Bala,
Yeah.
the best part is this: people with info launch the program, but
Hmm.
they don't continue for next, second, third, 4 years. So I feel it's so proud that second year we launched these programs in
So that's what,
2020. Now in 21, it is again no chain is broken. So really, it's a pride moment for all of us that again framed attempt and now doing. Yes. So this is
I think President Sir, we may start. Actually, I'm now getting busy of our today's chief guest. He may
okay.
join. Otherwise, we are going late.
Avijay, we can start, yes.
Yes.
This lecture will be after 20 minutes. So by the time
Yes.
he join.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with the permission of the President, Sir, President Sir, I think
Vinish.
you will come.
जानते हो ना उसका नाम? हाँ,
President is not
अभिजीत,
say.
President is not sit. I think he may went for. Okay, let him come.
नहीं, नहीं, ये नहीं. हाँ, ये आ गया ना.
Online
नहीं, ये नहीं,
interaction is like weighing a frog, you know. When you take one frog, other frog will go.
Invitation to.
Yes, sir.
Since we are online, you can remove the mask, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all of us look alike.
Yeah.
Namaskar.
Namaste. Namaste.
I'm in my office. So if anybody dual work, so sometimes somebody will enter. That's why I'm using this Indian mask, the muffler.
Now we have become immune, no? Actually, we have become herd immune. Nothing is happened. Indians are very good in getting immunization very fast. We get immune to everything fast. Including
Yes,
Very, very true, sir. Very true.
and we get immune to sentiments also.
No, sir. No. Sentiments. We are very, very sentimental people. We don't get immune.
Yes, on the right side. Where is Professor Jha? He's missing.
I'm calling, sir.
No problem. Because actually I have a meeting at 4:30. I'll have to decide.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because it's okay. I'll be there. 25
We
minutes.
can start.
इसको
And,
बंद कर दूं अब ना.
Let him come. Let the chief guest should come and it's a
Yes.
honor
I
always.
think Jha sir is busy with some phone. Maybe I'm giving a call.
Oh, mostly he's calling
वो
the chief.
प्रिंट ला दे उसके नीचे जो
He's
प्रोग्राम
coming
दिया
back. Yes.
या उसी के में
Raji, please unmute, sir. Jha, sir, please unmute.
Yes, sir. Your
Yes,
transcript
yes.
is soundproof.
Sir, I think we can start. Meanwhile, chief guest will join. So it's already late 13 minutes, so we can start.
I think it will be better.
Okay. So good evening, respected today's chief guest, guest of honor, our president, vice presidents, all the office bearers of IICG headquarters, and the dear students. So today we are going to inaugurate our the online internship program 2021. During winter session we have started, and I welcome you once again on the web platform for this inaugural program. Now I am requesting our honorable president, Professor M.K. Jha, to deliver the welcome address on this auspicious moment. So please, sir, President, sir, now you can start.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Guest of today's inaugural session of the online internship program, Sri Suvasendu Chatterjee, full-time director, Haldia Petroleum Limited. Guest of honor and presently director of National Institute of Technology, Goa, and former director of National Institute of Technology, Agartala, and further of National Institute of Technology, Mizoram also. Then he was also advisor, All India Council for Technical Education, New Delhi. Since Professor Mugaria has come first time, so I think many of you do not aware about this him. So I would like to introduce him. He has done his BTech and MTech in chemical engineering from NIT Surathkal, and then PhD from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. After that, he obtained his postdoctoral fellow at degree from University of California, Riverside, USA. He served NIT Surathkal for 25 years as a professor and dean. He has guided 10 PhD theses, 187 MTech theses, and also published 112 international journals in the area of chemical engineering. He has privilege of serving as visiting professor at Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok, Monash University, Australia, and CPSC, Manila. And then he has also served as chairman of Pollution Control Board, Karnataka. Dr. Mugaria has a special privilege as one of the technical experts accompanying President of India during his official tour to China in the last May 2016, and also he has privilege to attend the BRICS Conference 2018 at Moscow, guided by the President of Russia, Sir Vladimir Putin. So I don't want to give much information about him. And then now we have guest of honor, Vice President Lupin Limited, Dr. Kansuk M. Gandhi. Then we have a special guest and immediate past president, Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers, President Osmania University College of Technology, Hyderabad, Professor V.V. Baswa Rao. Then again we have a special guest and again Vice President IICHE, and also he director Blast Carbo Blocks Limited, Navi Mumbai. He is in charge of this student affairs of IICHE. Sri Praveen Saxena ji, special guest, again Vice President IICHE, and again in charge of Regional Center Affairs of the country, Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering, AC Tech, Anna University, Chennai, coordinator of this program, and Honorary Secretary IICHE, Sri Abhijit Ghosh, our colleague in the council. Then Madam Madhu Agarwal and other office bearer of IICHE, all the honorable council members, including Dr. M.P. Jain, who are gracing this occasion. I, on behalf of Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers and on behalf of organizing team and on my personal behalf also, extends a warm welcome to chief guest of this inaugural session, guest of honor, a special guest, coordinator of this program, all the office bearer and honorable council member. I also welcome resource person associated with this program and the participants from the country and again international participants also who are attending this program. Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers initiated an online summer internship program 2020, popularly known as OSIP 2020, for the students of chemical engineering technology and allied engineering technology on 23rd May 2020. The internship program continued in batches till 31st July 2020. OSIP 2020 evoked tremendous response among the students, with over 1,800 students registering for it. Afterwards, Institute has taken a decision to organize online internship program from 15 February to 31st March 2021, covering 4 subjects under the umbrella of chemical engineering, that is petroleum engineering, chemical process technology, 6 Sigma Yellow Belt, and biochemical engineering. Over 700 chemical engineering students are going to participate from across the country. A few students from abroad have also been registered for the internship course. As many as 16 industry professionals from 15 industries will be the resource person. As per the National Education Policy, all type of institutions to offer open distance learning and online program. Apart from this, academic bank of credits to be established to facilitate transfer of credits. Recently, Government of India has sanctioned many GYAN program, mainly to centrally funded technical institutions, where government has allowed for a provision of free credit to the participants. I think similarly, we can keep also such type of provision in future to the participants who participated such type of program in future, so that they can get some credit also, and that credit can be deposited in academic bank of credit also. I think I don't want to take much time, because many people who are the pioneer in their field from industry and from institution also, they are all we are all waiting for them also. So with this, I once again welcome each and every person participating in this program. Thank you. Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you, President Sir, for your befitting welcome address. So now I am requesting our today's guest of honor, Professor Gopal Mugaria, Director NIT Goa, for delivering the address to the student on this inaugural program of online summer internship program. Sir, please take mic.
Namaskar. First of all, congratulations to Dr. Jha for taking over as the president of the IACHE. Because Jha is very close to me. We know each other so well. He's a nice, humble, very nice gentleman. I'm very sure with your leadership, IACHE will do much, much better than this. And this is one of the very good program. In fact, I just traveled today from my site. I didn't have my lunch also, but I want to join this program because this is very close to my heart, and also it's very opt. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Professor Jha said you can take only 10 minutes time. It's very good, correct? Because generally for any function, you should not call a professor or a lawyer as a chief guest. The reason that for a lawyer to open the mouth, you have to pay. For a professor to close the mouth, you have to pay. So, but I will not take much of your time. I'll take exactly 10 minutes of the time allotted to me, because there are some very good speakers awaiting with a lot of knowledge, better than me. But I would say that I have some unique characteristics, because as Jha knows, I joined for chemical engineering by choice, not by default. I'm very proud to say that even today I continue as a chemical engineer. But unfortunately, since I have taken as a directorship, my interaction with the student has reduced, and so to say, more because of COVID. Friends, respected the chief guest, president, coordinators, dear participants, namaskar and greetings from NIT Goa. This topic, let me give the preamble of the education system. As you know, the definition of education is sa vidyaya vimuktahe. That means that the education should bring us to come out of the clutches of the life. You should give an area where it gives an idea where exactly you should go forward. But unfortunately, many of our education system, which is prevailing, doesn't give such an idea about that. So this online internship will be one of the venue where a student can understand what exactly they have learned. If you see a traditional education and a progressive education, in the traditional education, every student will be made to learn or made to study with an extrinsic incentive, like you grade. If you study well, you get 90%. Marks, job, promotions, these are called extrinsic incentives. But in a progressive education, it doesn't talk about these extrinsic incentives. It gives an intrinsic incentives, skill development, passion. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So I should appreciate this one of a very good activity I have taken, because student will get a chance to understand what exactly they have learned in the classroom. Unfortunately, this COVID-19 pandemic has put all of us in a severe jolt, economically, emotionally, and socially. So inevitably, we have to come to what's called as the online type of education system. Otherwise, this program would have been face-to-face. It would have been fantastic. We can shake the hand and we can have a shake hand and then discuss with each other. But unfortunately, it doesn't permit. So we have come to what's called as the online mode of learning. It's fine, because for the last 1 year, we are doing this and it's very fine. But one of the differences is that now the traditional education has changed from faculty-centric to the student-centric. In the old time, when we studied, it was faculty. The job of a teacher is to give information. But now, job of a teacher is to convert the information what the student have into knowledge and then to money, for which this internship is very, very important. At the end of my speech, I have given 20 points, which are the advantages of internship, which is very, very relevant. I'll share with your friends, which is very appropriate. But before that, I want to tell you that chemical engineering is one of the areas where it answers all the domain of engineering. You take from health engineering, take from pollution control, take it from construction management, take it from pharmacy. Everywhere, chemical engineer has made an impact. That is the greatness of chemical engineering. And not only that, for students, I always say, don't bother about the job, because chemi absorption is a slow absorption, but it's a tight absorption. So whenever you get a job, you might get the job later, but whatever job you get, it's a very good job. So don't train yourself for a job, but train yourself for a profession. That's very important, because that is exactly takes to better height. But nowadays, students want at the end of 3.5 years, they want a job, and within 10 years, they want to become vice president. But they are not bothered about what exactly happening in the system. They won't learn what's happening. So this is one of the venue where exactly you will be get exposed to the experts in this domain, and please listen to them, share their expertise, and then define yourself what you have to be down the line 10 years. Friends, I'm telling very clearly, you are in such a competitive era. The half-life of a chemical engineer is only 4 years. Within 4 years, you have to update and study again. Otherwise, you become vegetable. So you have to update your knowledge once in 4 years. Then only you know what's exactly happening. When we were students, refinery engineering and fertilizers only 2 plants. Now it has come to biochemical engineering, then to biosciences, enzyme engineering, pollution control, construction management. Everywhere we find there is a dent of the positive dent made by the chemical engineer. So I would say that you should get exposed to all the developments happening. Now, in the conventional education, teacher comes and gives a lot of information. As Einstein said, education is not pumping the information into the brain of a child. It's a process where you make the child to think. So exactly what you have to do is that you have to make the student to think. Once they think, and then they'll realize what exactly the importance of education is. So I'm very sure this online internship program will help the students to realize or to map what they studied in the classroom to what exactly they have to do in the life. So it's a mapping process from the classroom to the industry. They are in between. With this, I listed some of the points which are very relevant for the students. What are the advantages of this online internship and what exactly you will do it in the online internship? First and foremost is the job experience. You'll get a job experience in the internship. Research expertise. You will go and meet, if you go to CSR laboratory, you'll know what exactly the research experience is. Third is access to the variety of tasks and departments. In the chemical department, you'll have only one variety of tasks. But when you go to industry, we'll have a variety of tasks and departments. You'll get mentorship from the internship. Helps and guide the career goals. You can rewrite your career goals. Create a professional network. Build a strong resume, it's important. Secure good reference and recommendations. Transition to permanent job. Build confidence. Explore career path. Develop and refine skills. Network with the professionals in that area. Develop a professional attitude. Friends, many of the students, they don't bother about their attitude. In life, aptitude is not important, attitude is important, because it's the attitude which determines your altitude in life. So develop a good attitude towards the profession. When you come out of engineering from the portals of the institute, and when you, for example, when I came out of from Suratkal, I was a gold medalist. In fact, I decided that I want to be a teacher. I joined, and today, after 36 years of my service, I'm very proud to say that I took a right decision. So the students will know. In fact, I took an internship in MCF. At the time, I decided that my area of my expertise for teaching. So when you go for an internship, you'll realize what exactly you want to do in your life. Time management skills. As a teacher, as a student, you will not manage the time. Time is one of the very important things. In fact, more precious than money. Because money you can re-earn, time you cannot. So the time management is one thing you learn in the online in your internship. Helps to improve the soft skills, and more importantly, helps to improve the interpersonal relations. What is exactly important is that the interpersonal relations which will develop your positive attitude life. These are things which I want to tell to my young friends. I'm very sure at the end of the day, you will realize that this internship is like a nursery where you know that what exactly to be done. A plant which has to be before transplantation to industry, it has to be cured and to be kept in a nursery with all good conditions. At that time, plant will realize one day it has to be transplanted, and then only it can grow into a good plant, and with the rough weather, it can yield the fruit. A plant in the nursery cannot yield fruits, because unless it's moved to the real world, it cannot give an output. So this internship is a domain in between classroom to the industry, where you feel what you have learned in the classroom and what is to be learned, what is to be applied in the industry. So you are in a transition phase. I'm very sure you will enjoy it, and you will know the real value of this education when you go for internship. With a few words, I once again thank the president, my good friend Dr. Jha, and all the colleagues of IICT for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this good program. I'm indeed honored. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
So thank you very much for your encouraging speech. and addressing the internship aspect for what we are providing, the job experience, research expertise, time management. So everything we took note on that, and we will follow the same line to provide the training so the student would get certain expertise in this field. So once again, thank you very much for your very nice address, and make proud of IICG to be present in this inaugural program. Thank you once again, sir.
With the permission of the president, I had to take leave off because I had one more meeting at 4:30. So sorry, and all the best program. I'm always with the IICG. This phone call is sufficient. And please come to Goa and be our guest. And our IICG meeting is going to be held in Goa on April 23rd or
24th, 24th, like that. Huh?
Yes, and you'll be my guest.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you, sir.
your,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
invitation. We feel very happy to, and we are looking to meet at NIT Goa in April. Thank you.
People say I'm a very good host.
Yes,
Thank you.
sure, sir.
So
Sure.
now we'll proceed to our next session. Means our today's another guest of honor. I welcome Dr. Dhansukh M. Gandhi, Vice President Manufacturing and Operation, Lupin India, Lupin Limited. So, Sir Gandhi, sir, please you. Yes, so you are there. So welcome you, sir. Sir, please
Yeah.
give your address to the student and this online internship program.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Abhijit. Good evening to all and welcome all students. Thanks for the invitation, specifically President of IICHE and Team IICHE. It's my pleasure to be with you all. This online, I am audible na, easily?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
This online internship program OIP-2021 is the great initiative by IICHE. Wish you all the best for its grand success. Myself, Dhansukh Gandhi, chemical engineer, having total 33.5 years of experience, mainly on API manufacturing and operations. Presently looking after 2 sites of Lupin Limited, Ankleshwar, Gujarat and Dabhasa, Vadodara, Gujarat. Having turnover of rupees 1,500 crores and having 3,000 people are working around the clock. We are producing about 20 products with high standard of quality, safety and environment. Pardon?
No, it's okay.
Okay. I think, yeah. So out of that 20 products, 3 products we are producing world leader. We are in world leader since last 20 years in quantity, quality, cost, and with all EHS management requirements. Since last 5 years, we have adopted Six Sigma. I have touched upon because of Yellow Belt program you are covering in this. So we are adopting Six Sigma methodology with our employees. And we have a 60 yellow belt in 2 sites, 20 green belt in 2 sites, and 10 black belt in 2 sites. And they are contributing additional saving cumulatively around rupees 150 crores in last 5 years. So you can understand the potential of this yellow belt, green belt, and black belt and Six Sigma program. As this online program is focusing mainly on petrochemicals, so I am not touching the main subject because the experts are available. But I have highlighted few points that newer material construction like PET, water bottles, then PEEK for various machine parts, that is Glend pack, then flexible packing material we can reuse and biodegradable. Solvent recovery and reuse, normally petrochemicals are efficient for 100% recovery of each and every component. Then chemical process technology. Nowadays people are working on continuous flow reactors instead of batch processing. And safety, resource conservation, compact plants, PHE, catalyst-based processes, recovery of solvent energy byproduct, co-processing, even hazardous waste byproduct generation. Nowadays, we are not going to incinerate, and we are giving to co-processing, and they are using, cement industries are using as a fuel. So for cost optimization. Then environment conservation, new technology of absorption, conversion of plastic fuel, many more. Biochemical engineering, we are in the COVID pandemic, the fermentation-based product, TB product, antibiotics, biosimilars, enzymatic operations, yeast-based productions, India's food security are the key areas. In Six Sigma Yellow Belt, I am going to slightly deeper. We have that is covering DMAC methodology. define the problem with respect to business needs and customer, measures various parameters, analyze various tools, implement changes and control charts for sustainability. Black belt, green belt, yellow belt, structured team with correct training gives you outstanding performance. You can improve the yield, conversion of reactions, quality of the product. We can reduce our out of trend, out of specs, and ultimately rejections we can reduce by Six Sigma methodology. See, I am focusing because of students. Based on my experience, your success depends on what ultimately. So I have made this equation from my experience of 33.5 years, because many times we learn the technology in engineering and everything in 4-5 years. But as Professor Gopal has touched upon, how we can produce the best results. So I'm audible?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. So the equation for the success is your I can. That is positive attitude. The Professor Gopal has also touched upon. I will touch upon deeperly. That is contributing 50%. Then your IQ. That initially when students came out and jump into the professional life, your IQ utilization is around 70%. But as you grow, means grow your experience 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and down the line 15, 20 years, your IQ proportion is only 15%. This you have everything, knowledge is everything, but different areas is more counting. Then your EQ playing a major role after 5-10 years, that is 35% contribution. See, all put together is 100%. Your ICAN is 50%, your IQ is 15%, and your EQ is 35%. Roughly this is, and minus 100% ego. If you adopt these equation, your success is inevitable. And your ICAN is your positive attitude with your yes, I can. Your soft skill as your self-initiative and self-involvement is very, very important in any field of the life. Effective and assertive communication, listening skill, two-way feedback. Your value system, like in Lupin, our value is integrity, passion for excellence, entrepreneurial spirit, respect and care of people, customer focus. Your confidence level and trust building are the values matters. Your creativity and innovativeness in any field, problem solving approach and question status quo. What next, what more? Always learning, benchmark best, keep goal targets high and continual improvement. In these, your ICAN, your leadership style and qualities count. Are you sharing and involving people so you can deliver the teamwork? Are you nurturing and developing the people so they will produce the results for you? Are you collaborative in approach? Your decision making and risk taking ability counts. Change is imperative and flexibility is also important. Your flexibility and adaptability to convert challenges into opportunity is always there. Like you can understand in pandemic of COVID, many new challenges are there and people are taking that opportunity. Lead from the front. Are you role model and value addition by your presence? Always adopt the win-win approach. And are you creator of positive culture and environment for outstanding deliverance in any organization, or you are working in any field or business? This is very important. The next is your IQ. See, IQ, we all are qualified persons. So qualification, you are subject expert initially, contributing about 70%. And as your experience grows in professional or business field, your IQ is contributing, but that percentage contribution proportion is reducing to 15%. Slowly, your experience is increasing day by day, and your ICAN with all soft skills and your leadership qualities with your emotional quotient, EQ, because the EQ, only EQ is increasing by experience and day by day with your experience. What is EQ? Ultimately, EQ is building relationship with people, dealing with the people, appreciating and motivating the people. Are you motivating people to deliver the best from them and earn the respect from the people counts? See, you have to earn the respect. Many times it happens by positions we are gaining the respect, but that is not true respect. You have to earn as a role model, you have to earn as a leader, and then you can deliver the team results. And lastly is your ego. You have to give respect to all people. It's not by position only. Many times it happens in business, family, or in industries. We are giving respect as a position. It is not like that. You have to respect peon also. You have to respect senior manager also. You have to respect president also. But as a humanity, so you have to respect equally to all people. Then and they will work and deliver for the result for you. Allow people to involve, interact, express, and contribute. Support others, help rather than taking. Many times people are thinking what I am gaining. Instead of that, you can see the past history of the leaders. If you are helping and supporting others and giving, that is count only. So with this, I am giving my last quote. मंजिलें उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है. यूं ही पंख होने से कुछ भी नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती है. All the best to all students, IICHE, and all president, directors, and everybody. All the best from the DM Gandhi, Lupin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gandhi, for your illuminating discussion. And I hope that student got a lot of encouragement from your the address. And what you most importantly highlighted that Six Sigma Yellow Belt training importance, because many of the students are not willing to take that subject because they don't know. They are asking, being a chemical engineer, what is our role? But last time also it was later they understood, and this time huge success. People are asking, sir, we want to do Six Sigma, but due to limited capacity, we have restricted. So hope next time also we'll be covering the green belt. This time we are providing the yellow belt. So I hope that student can percolate this message, and it is very important for all the engineers to be working in a industry that the Six Sigma can help you a lot. Hope that it will be a more successful for your career growth. So thank you once again, Dr. Gandhi, for your.
Yeah, Dr. Abhijit, I am just saying what you are saying is yellow belt, green belt, black belt. It's like we are doing engineering and then master of MBA. And this Six Sigma, green belt, yellow belt, and black belt is also like a MBA. Nowadays, people are asking, are you black belt?
Oh, so thank you.
Yeah, so that is the requirement for all engineering.
All engineering. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing your views. So once again, thank you for accepting our invitation. So just I would like to inform that our today's honorable chief guest already joined. So after another address, there will be a chief guest address. So I am inviting our vice president, Mr. P.K. Saxena ji, the director and CEO Blast Carbo Blocks, to address this gathering and say a few words on this internship program.
Okay, thank you. I'm not addressing, it's sharing my views. Okay. कहाँ से शुरू करूं? बड़ी दुविधा है. But okay, I will start congratulating to ICHE team for presenting again new edition of this online training program 21. Dear, it is easy to launch any program anytime, but it is very difficult to make it continuous and do not allow to break this chain. And this effort is so good that I think that this is a third edition of online program. Two we did it in 2020, and now this is again third one. So that is really, so all the team which is connected with this online program, I salute them all, and really it's a great service to the chemical engineering fraternity. Okay, so that is there. Now I am expressing my another views. There's a myth created among for the Indian or the the Bharat that Indian students, Indian faculties, Indian institutes are not up to the standard. The system, people are questioning the system. And really, I feel very bad. And I don't agree with this. I totally disagree. No, it is not. The Indian students now, uh, there is a list of things which we can mention to prove that the total Indian system is so good, so elevated in every field. Just take today's the guest, Gopalji, Professor Gopal. He is an icon of academics. He's a, I think that one can proud of his achievements, his devotion to the academics. Similarly, I know D.M. Gandhi very well. He's a very good professional industrialist.
Thank you, sir.
And Gandhi sir, the Lupin started with single shed. And now you mentioned in this, you are managing 3,000 staff. And icon in the API industry, not even in the India. Globally, it is known. You say, go to the America, go to the any developed country, say Lupin. They say, okay. So I don't think this is people not effort or the up to standard people cannot create this type of asset. So that is another, like Professor Basavarao, to whom I shall name, so that like S. Chatterjee sir, he's another icon in the field of petrochemical and this. So what I say that please, the students, don't feel like that you are not up to the standard, your system is not up to the standard. You see the GRE results. How many boys are students are scoring? It's an international basis. It's a certified that my boys are getting 500 out of 500. And still we are following this myth that our students, our faculties, our institutes are not up to the mark. And the last which I want to mention, the COVID-19, the corona area. Everybody started to develop the vaccine. What is the India's position? We have given not one, 3 vaccines just in the same time frame of US and other countries. So please don't consider yourself as that you are not quite good intelligent or anything. It's a myth. I do not want to elaborate too much. Otherwise, you see in the each field, not even the chemical engineering, you see the NASA, see the German. Where are our people? All the CEO of US are Indians. So our system, our faculty, our institutes are well, very good. पर उसके लिए जो सबसे आवश्यक है कि अपने आप में आत्मविश्वास होना, मैं करूंगा, करके दिखाऊंगा, ये हमको करना होगा। हम अपने आप को डेवलप करना की शक्ति हमें एज ए स्टूडेंट लेवल से आपको करना होगी। आप किसी भी क्षेत्र में कम हैं और आप आगे आ सकते हैं। और ये कोशिश करें, हमेशा मैं इस उदाहरण देता रहता हूँ कि जैसे अमिताभ बच्चन जी हमेशा कहते हैं कि कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। डीएम गांधी साहब आपके उसको मैं आगे बढ़ाते हुए मोटिवेशनल कहते हुए कि आप कोशिश करिए, आप कभी नहीं हारेंगे। You will achieve your goal and set your goals to very high, not a global goal. और आशा की किरण तो हमेशा आपको दिखेगी। आप हमेशा आशान्वित होकर के बातें करें और सोचे कि एक अंधेरा अगर आपको लग रहा है ये अंधेरा एक छोटा सा दिया जब जलता है तो पूरा अंधेरा कट जाता है, टूट जाता है, फट जाता है। तो आपका जो जो इफर्ट है IICHE का, चाहे छोटा सा भी हो, पर बहुत बड़ा इफर्ट है। आपके एक मोटिवेशनल चीज लेकर के आएगा कि आप सोचिए कि इतना ज्यादा डिस्कस हो करके कितना सेविंग है इस ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम का। your time, your energy, your finance, everything is saved. In the same energy level, same time, you can attend good programs and update yourself and this. और एक और जो बड़ी इम्पोर्टेंट चीज मैं स्टूडेंट्स से कहना चाहता हूँ, हमेशा कहता भी हूँ कि आप जो कुछ भी कर रहे हैं वो अपने स्वयं के लिए करें। हालांकि हम लोगों को बड़ी खुशी होती है, एवरी टीचर्स आर हियर, मोस्ट ऑफ देम। झा साहब जब कभी अपना स्टूडेंट ब्रिलियंट काम करके किसी अच्छी पोजीशन पे पहुंचता है, यू ऑलवेज फील प्राउड। परिवार के लोगों को बड़ा अच्छा लगता है, हम दोस्तों को अच्छा लगता है, हम उसको रिफर करते हैं कि ही इज माय स्टूडेंट, ही इज माय रिलेटिव एंड नाउ वी अचीव दिस। पर अल्टीमेटली जो कुछ भी एफर्ट्स करते हैं हम, वो अपने स्वयं के लिए करते हैं, तब आप बड़े अच्छे और मन लगा के कर पाएंगे। अदरवाइज अगर ये कहा कि मैं पढ़ाई में चीजें मैं माता पिता के लिए कर रहा हूँ, मैं दूसरों के लिए कर रहा हूँ, तो फिर इसमें वो शक्ति नहीं आती है। प्लीज अटेम्प्ट इट, डू इट एंड यू कैन डू इट। और उन समस्याओं से, उन परिस्थितियों से क्वेश्चन करने का आप अपने आप में सामर्थ्य इकट्ठा करो कि कब तक रोकोगे। हम सफल होके बताएंगे। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much, sir, for your nice introduction. So now we all are waiting for today's our inaugural speech. So I welcome today's chief guest, Mr. Shubhasendhu Chatterjee, full-time director, Haldia Petrochemicals Limited. So we all know his success. Just brief introduction. I'll record it that Mr. Chatterjee was appointed as whole-time director in August 2016. Mr. Chatterjee holds a bachelor degree in chemical engineering from Jadavpur University and postgraduate degree from IIT. So Chatterjee ji has more than 40 years of experience in the fertilizer and chemical industries, covering design, engineering, commissioning, technical services, and project management with leading consultancy and operating plans in India and abroad. Presently, Mr. Chatterjee ji is a director of number of Chatterjee Group, that is known as TCG Group of companies. So sir, please welcome to the AICHE online internship inaugural program. So kindly give your address, inaugural address. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Abhijit Ghosh. This is a good opportunity because my iPad has crashed. So that's the reason why I could not able to join. So I could able to see my wife's name. So don't confuse my name as Madhuchanda.
No,
that
yes,
is
sir.
one.
Okay, thank you. We understand, sir.
So sorry for delay.
No issue.
And I think I'm greatly honored to invite me for this particular inaugural address. I would not say address. It's mainly for the student. I was told by Abhijit that it will be all India basis, and some students also are from abroad. So most probably, all other speaker, I was listening to them. They have given a lot of guidance and things like that. But what I should do is to give some sort of a guidelines where the chemical engineers are really useful and contributing to the society. And in that particular context, I think I will start with, some sort of the history of IICH, which most probably everybody is known, but these fresh students who are not aware that, this being a chemical engineer, when I was a student, that time we did not know the importance of IICHE or chemical engineering profession, who has developed and things like that. As the time passes, and we come to know that actually the architect of this particular Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers over the time is none other than the Hiralal, Professor Hiralal. Professor and Dr. Hiralal Roy. So it was very difficult to visualize that, starting with extremely humble and modest beginning with a small room in Jadavpur University with 30 members and virtually no fund. Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers today boasts of more than 30,000 on its roll, having 42 regional centers and more than 165 student chapters. So this is more importantly, Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers has built places for itself both in the academic as well as in the industrial world, and functioning as the bridge between the two. International linkage. It is indeed a matter of great pride that the Journal of the Institute, the Indian Chemical Engineers, which has been virtually published from 1948 onwards, it is today published by Taylor and Francis, which is the world's leading publisher of scholarly journals and books. So this is a very great achievement, I would say, that the quality of the papers are so good. People of international repute, they agreed to bring it to the rest of the world to know that this sort of Indian Institute of Chemical Engineering journal exists. Now, here I'm coming back to the present year, 2020. A lot of things, a lot of water has flown into this, and people really has endeavor, and all over the world, people have migrated. They themselves established themselves by their intellect. And, there is no uncle, no father figures. Everybody has to prove themselves in the rest of the world. So that way, the basics which has been taught in the chemical engineering is so sound, and the people, most probably the students, they imbibe those, and then you use that particular thing for their, they prove themselves into the usual, contributed to the development of their particular country, whether US, Europe, Japan, China. I know a couple of Indians who are doing very well in China, but don't think that they are very protective and not allowing people to come. But we have an office in China, and a couple of Indians who are born there, they are really contributing enormously. Now, contribution of the chemical engineers, it is in this connection, it would be very appropriate to evaluate the contribution which the chemical engineering discipline can make, and also which can open up new opportunities and challenges for young people like you, who have just felt just left the academic world. In the post-COVID world, it become all the more relevant to discuss how the chemical engineers like you, who would be entering their professional life, can take a redefining role in the technological society and ecosystem. Chemical engineers has been improving power will be more than in a century. Innovation by chemical engineers. From innovation in recycling waste, treating diseases, creating water, and generating electricity, and designing the process and product, chemical engineers have helped touch every aspect of our life. Chemical engineering touched everybody and everything. For almost a century, chemical engineers have contributed in improving manufacturing processes, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, design, innovations in petrochemicals, food processing, environmental health, and many other things. Current emerging field, biomedical. In addition to the traditional contribution over the past half a century, chemical engineers has made major contribution to many biomedical advances also by modernizing disease diagnosis and treatment options, improving safety, efficacy of drug delivery mechanism, achieving better therapeutic outcomes. The ultimate objective of these efforts has helped people live together longer, healthier, and more productive lives. Chemical engineers in electronics and communication, while the conventional idea is that most of the so-called technological innovations to have changed our lives in recent years have been contributed by electronic engineers. The role of chemical engineer has not been highlighted to the extent. The name of the Intel Corporation is not unknown to any of you, but possibly very few of you know that Gordon Moore, who founded the Intel Corporation and is considered one of the first of a new breed of electronics engineers, had the background in chemistry and chemical engineering. The first hire of the company and whose contribution also equally is also qualified is a founder was Andrew Grove, who was a chemical engineer in training and led the company in its growth year of 1980s and 90s. As performance demand today for sophisticated semiconductor chips, so does the need to manufacture a large quantity of chips with greater precision and smaller dimension increases. The need require constant help and expertise of chemical engineering to help make breakthrough at the nanoscale. Chemical engineers are saving the environment. In the last 50 years, mankind, in the great desire to increase the level of consumption, has severely altered the environmental balance of this planet, which is already showing to have disastrous consequences. Chemical engineers are meeting this environmental challenge with their unique expertise, which enable them to develop advanced technologies, monitor devices, model techniques, which reduces the volume and toxicity of the pollutants that are allowed to enter the air, waterways, and soils. Their efforts also significantly reduce the negative environmental impact of industrial facilities, power plants, and transportation vehicles. Now, one of the key emerging areas are focused on following greater reuse of post-consumer and post-industrial waste stream. Thanks to the innovation by chemical engineers, the post-consumer wastes are being reused and industrial waste products are being processed. The result is cleaner water, air, and better earth to live in. Contribution of chemical engineers in improving materials. Material science is one of the broadest and most active areas in chemical engineering. It involves discovery, evaluation, and manipulation of useful properties in different substances. The outcome is an expanding array of materials that feature unique characteristics used for development and fabrication of revolutionary new products. Chemical engineers has been responsible for the availability of many novel materials, mainly seen in the rapid evolution of plastics. This development have enabled enormous advances in such fields as computer, telecommunication, as well as automotive industry. Chemical engineers continue to push the frontiers of creation of sophisticated raw material. Great possibilities are emerging in developing of material capable of surviving under extreme conditions and working effectively in nano size. So the chemical engineering during the fight against the pandemic. Am I crossing the time? Am I
Yes,
crossing
sir.
the time?
No, sir. Please.
Yeah. Now, some of the instances mentioned earlier helped mankind in minimizing the spread of COVID-19 and fighting it in the area where it had already spread. Without the contribution of chemical engineering and adoption of various technological innovation, the following would have not been possible. Rapid development and production of masks for safety purpose. Quick development of packaging material, which ensure contactless delivery as well as protection against extreme external contaminants for all sorts of essential items required for the daily use. Development of cheap PPE equipment to safeguard the life of frontline health workers. The record-breaking time of commercializing the vaccine against COVID by taking a quantum leap in the production process for converting laboratory scale product into a product of mass use against the virus. Let me, so there are vast, areas where chemical engineers, young chemical engineers with a young mind who are just aspiring to be, achieve or lead the future of India. Most probably you have plenty of opportunities open to you. It is up to you to adapt which field you wanted to use. Now, regarding TCG group, which is in short, TCG in short, but it's actually the Chatterjee Group. Its founder, Dr. Chatterjee, Purnendu Chatterjee, he's a mechanical engineer and migrated to US and established himself not only as an entrepreneur, but as a financial mind, including the engineering background, where the analytical power helped him to convince great minds to come to his rescue in this particular field. So let me give a little bit of idea about this TCG group. In the area TCG group, biggest investment is Haldia Petrochemical Limited, which was the first petrochemical complex to be established in India, Eastern India, way back in 1999. Setting up a first petrochemical in Eastern India in 2000, creation of 3 lakh plus jobs directly and indirectly through downstream development. We run this particular world scale plant in West Bengal at Haldia with 900 people. But another 2,000 people are helping in support services, which are, who are not actually employee of HPL, but they are contractual employee. But this 900 people, out of which 600 is the actual plant operation. And, if you divide into 3 shifts for 9 chemical units, naphtha cracker and different polymer plant, entire offsites, everything, we are running with less than 100 people because entire plant is automated. And recently we have acquired a PTA plant from Mitsubishi, which also has given us the opportunity to horizontally expand in the field of textile. So we have recently acquired a company called Garden Silk, where PTA and MEG is used. And 40% of our production will go to this particular plant, which is situated in Surat. Next in line is a expansion. Now, when we first came in 1998, 1994, that time we had the vision to create a hub, which is an entire value chain. Like, start with a refinery, followed by a petrochemical complex, and then followed by a polymer park. So all the downstream units are not only getting the raw material supply, also they are going to have all the utilities which has been built into the petrochemical complex. So that was our idea, but because of the availability of land or paucity of land in Haldia, we are now likely to shift to other states. And we are considering our project for a special type of innovative idea. It's not a integrated refinery and petrochemical. It is called crude to petrochemical, crude to chemicals. Now, in a refinery, you will get something like 9% IRR, 10% IRR. In petrochemical, you will get 16% IRR to 20% IRR. But if you take the crude, convert into a value-added chemicals, which ultimately is going to a different, multiplying effect through your different smaller investor. So what we have thought that, by crude, cracking crude directly to polymer. So the technology for that is a proprietary technology developed by a company in the US called Lamas, which is part of a big outfit like MDR. MDR means McDermott. So we recently, as a charity group, has purchased this company, who is having something like 130 process units, licenses to offer to the rest of the world. 110 years old is required to 110 years required for developing this sort of technologies, and they have something like 4,500 patents in refinery, petrochemical, chemicals, every aspect. This is a big, it's no point reinventing the wheel. It's already been established. So it's a big opportunity, and we as a TCG have the capability of running the plant, petrochemical plant, efficiently for the last 20 years. So they thought that, the technology license, selling technology license and built by somebody by detail engineering, and then it is once built, then it is operator who runs the plant. So we wanted to integrate everything together. It's called 5 principles. So the question is, and concept is, concept is crude to chemical. Second concept is making all the elements of building a plant, running a plant, and maintaining a plant. So the entire package will be given. So the technology will be supplied by Lamas, and some other, wherever there is no technology is available with Lamas, we'll go for a certain other people to acquire the technology and build the engineering. So we have conceived 3 such projects, and we are along the eastern coast, and by that, there will be 2.5 lakh crores of investment, and generating direct and indirect employment, both for engineers like you. There is enormous opportunities for chemical engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers. This is a petrochemical is a field where you as a chemical engineer, whatever you have learned in your 5 years or 4 years, heat transfer, mass transfer, different, aspect of unit operations, unit processes, everything is used in a petrochemical complex, because here you have temperature range from 1500 degrees centigrade to minus 162 degrees centigrade. So the variety of material that has been used in the plant is enormous. Pressure is varying between vacuum up to 50 kg. Some of the process LTP, where you have to go to 250 atmosphere pressure. So This is a field which most probably has created a huge opportunity, because chemical engineers, they are the people, they are the person who runs the plant, and others are supporting the plant. Once there is any problem, then only other people comes, because mechanical, electrical, instrumentation. Otherwise, if there is no problem, if the reliability of the plant is very good, safety is protected, taken care, then most probably 4 years continuous operation of a chemical plant is not unusual. I think, I have spoken enough, and I wish all of you 700 aspiring chemical engineers to be settled, be productive, be after 30 years, most probably you will be in my position to deliver such lectures.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your very informative and in details discussion about the role of chemical engineering. Students, I think they will be very much aware about their field of working, which every field they can work. So being a chemical engineering student, so your scope is not limited; it is unlimited. What I can understand. And I once again thanks to the Chatterjee groups. The Haldia Petrochemicals particularly is closely associated with the IICH in each and every program. So I would like to convey my sincere thanks from the IICH headquarters for your support in every time whenever IICH need. So now at the end, I am requesting our Vice President, Professor N. Bala Subramanian, to put the formal vote of thanks on this inaugural program. So Bala Subramaniam, sir.
Thank you, Abhijit. Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Honorable President, ISAC, Professor M.K. Jha, Vice President Saxena ji, fellow office bearers of ISAC and council members, and our chief guest, Chatterjee, guest of honor, Dr. Gandhi, Professor Gopal Mugaraya, and our student participants. It's really a great honor to be part of this occasion, and I'm happy to vote of thanks. As our Honorary Secretary mentioned in the beginning, this is a new venture from IACC headquarters to provide students an online internship. And last summer, we have conducted several programs with more than 2,000 participants. Now we are proposing 4 programs where the response is more than 700 students. In fact, as Dr. Abhijit mentioned in the welcome address, where we also received student participants from across India. That's really a good initiative. As our Vice President suggested, this shouldn't continue for a long time. That is what. And with this, I am very happy, and on behalf of Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers, we thank our chief guest, Mr. Chatterjee, who has timely accepted our request and be part of our chief guest and addressing the student community. I'm sure that he highlighted very elaborately the role of chemical engineers in various fields, including the drug delivery and up-to-date information about the role in each and every part of activity of life of activities by a chemical engineer professors. Thank you, sir. Thank you for providing such a wonderful information. I'm sure the student would have been benefited. On behalf of ISAC, I am once again thanking you for accepting our invitation and to be the chief guest for delivering the inaugural address. And I thank Professor Gopal Mugaraya, Director NIT Goa, who has consented our request and to be a chief guest of honor for this evening inaugural function. And Professor highlighted the importance of online internship, and he highlighted in terms of points how the student gets benefited from this online internet. Thank you, sir. Thank you for providing such a wonderful information for the students. And on behalf of Indians of Chemical Engineers, we thank you for your acceptance and delivering the guest lecture. And we are thankful to Dr. Gandhi from Lupin, India. He has highlighted, in particularly, he has highlighted the IQ, that is the quality management system practice in industries, and where how the chemical engineers playing an important role. Thank you, sir. Thank you for providing very useful information, including the Six Sigma role. And on behalf of Indians of Chemical Engineers, thank you for accepting our invitation and delivering a lecture. I
Thank you.
Thank our MK Jha for initiating this and providing the president's address. And I am thankful to my colleague, Saxena Ji, Vice President, who has been a pillar of our student activities in ISAC for a very long period. Thank you, Ji. And I thank other council members who are part of this inaugural functions and office bearers. And last but not least, I thank special appreciation to our honorable honorary secretary, who is the pillar of all activities and who is a young and dynamic member in our council, who has been actively participating and taking a proactive role. That is very important. Thank you, Dr. Avijit, for your wonderful initiative. I'm sure that student will be benefited at large from this program. And finally, I thank the students from various part of India and abroad who was registered for this program. On behalf of ISSC, we assure you to this coming days, you'll be getting additional stuff which you cannot get it from the academic classrooms. I'm sure this will enrich your job skill. It will enrich it to mold yourself a good chemical engineer. With this, I wish all the participants very good luck. And I thank all the members, chief guests, guest of honors who has accepted and make this event a grand plan. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Gandhi sir and Chatterjee sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jain sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jain sir.
सर बढ़िया कर दिया आपने रंग जमा दिया सब।
अरे सर रंग तो आप जमा रहे हैं हम लोग
रंग तो आप दे रहे हो, जमाने का काम तो
नहीं
अरे रंग प्रोवाइडर अच्छा रहा, बढ़िया, गुड प्रोग्राम।
Next Saturday onwards, classes will start. So, those who have joined, Saturday onwards, classes will start.
Around the attendance was around 177 or 200 plus.
So here in the Zoom it was 230 and in YouTube it was around 506.
Oh.
Total
700 students attended this program. Nice, good record. I think that people are now recognizing the efforts and the utility of this program.
So that's why this time slightly we have changed the evaluation system. So to give more emphasis, we thought we will having a, actually myself, Dhawalji, we discussed at the Usmania, Hyderabad itself. That we have, Saxena ji was there, no? In the car we were discussing.
Yes. Oh, acha.
We have to do something modification. So that modification also we have done this time.
Okay. So nice. A good teamwork.
Yes, it is a good teamwork.
Maintain, and we are here to give you the support
Yes.
All type of support.
No, all team staff is very good. Professor Kuila, Biswajit Mandal, Kisle, Dhawalji, Raja Simhan, we all young team are working behind this.
भाई साहब बूढ़ों को आप बाहर मत करो